Max is Irina Shelikova's son, Max Shelikov. And when masterminding a fraud, paying kickbacks isn't as simple as cutting checks to complicit patients. Steps have to be taken to disguise it.
You can't pay him in checks, because how are you going to explain that to, the IRS? It's not a deductible business expense, I don't believe. So this is how we set up our summation, if you remember.
Eric Creizman and Caroline Polisi represent a client who they say is a victim of Bay Medical's elaborate conspiracy to launder cash into kickback payments.
My client, Yelena Galper, got involved because she was friends with Larissa Shelibadova. And without my client's knowledge, Ms. Shelibadova opened up 3 companies and signed my client's name as the president.
Larissa Shelibadova is an associate of Irina Shelikova and conspires with Bay Medical to open multiple companies in various people's names, purporting to be vendors for Bay Medical. But in reality, the only these vendors provide is turning Medicare payments into cash.
So what you need to do is you need to figure out a way to get that cash, but hide the fact that you own that cash. So what they did was they made checks out to these phony companies that would be normal vendors in the line of a medical clinic.
The phony companies then cash the checks, take a little for themselves, and pass the rest of the cash back to Bay Medical to pay kickbacks.
So you give them $10,000, you'll take, I don't know, a $1,000 fee from that, for laundering that, and here's your $9,000. Now you have your $9,000 in cash.
Others accused of money laundering roll the dice with him and go to trial, including Eric Creizman's client, Yelena Galper. Despite who is actually on trial, Creizman says the villain of this fraud is obvious to the jury. When Max Shelikov takes the stand, the jury's disdain of him is evident.
The first thing, he sold his mother out, right? Number 2, he used all of the money and was a brat. I mean, he lived like he was entitled. He became a citizen of this country, and instead of doing something decent, he actually stole from our government. It was palpable. The jury hated him.
Dr. Drevas' performance at trial doesn't come off any better. According to Creizman, he doesn't provide any more medical service at court than he did at his clinic.
During a break, one of the defendants actually started thinking he was having some heart problems, heart pain, and maybe he was having a heart attack. And all of a sudden it was like, is there a doctor in the room? And everyone looks around and sees Dr. Drevas, and he's basically looking away, he's reading, not me.